Before banks. Before wallets. Before the paper money in your pocket even existed. People carried their wealth in metal. Thousands of heavy coins, tied together with rope, hanging from the shoulders of merchants traveling across ancient China. Every step was exhausting. But one idea, born over 1,000 years ago, would completely change money forever. This is the true story of how China invented paper currency, and changed the world. If you want to be here when we uncover the next hidden file of our past, join the archive by hitting subscribe now. But as for the secret that made people trust a piece of paper over solid gold, that is where the story gets dangerous. In ancient China, money was made mostly from bronze and copper. The coins were small and round, with square holes in the middle so they could be tied together with string. At first, this system worked well. But as trade grew larger during the Tang dynasty, merchants faced a serious problem. The more successful they became, the heavier their money became. Traveling traders carried massive strings of coins across dangerous roads, mountains, and crowded cities. Some merchants carried so many coins that the ropes dug painfully into their shoulders. Others hired workers just to transport their money. Trade was expanding fast. But money itself had become a burden. To solve this problem, merchants created a simple but revolutionary system. Instead of carrying heavy coins everywhere, traders began leaving their money with trusted shop owners or wealthy agents. The coins stayed safely stored in one place. And in exchange, the merchant received a handwritten paper receipt. That piece of paper represented the value of the coins being held. At first, these paper notes were used only between people who trusted each other. It wasn't official money. It was simply trust, written on paper. But slowly, something remarkable began to happen. People realized the paper itself was easier to carry than metal. Safer. Lighter. Faster, and soon, merchants started using those paper notes to buy goods directly, without touching a single coin. By the time the Song dynasty rose to power, trade in China had exploded. Huge cities were filled with merchants selling silk, tea, porcelain, spices, and precious goods from across Asia. The government noticed how widely paper receipts were already being used. And then, China made history. Officials created the world's first government-issued paper currency. These notes became known as jiaozi. Unlike handwritten receipts, they were officially printed and backed by the state. For the first time in human history, money no longer needed to be metal. Now, wealth could fit into a person's sleeve. Paper money changed everything. Travel became easier. Trade became faster. Businesses expanded farther than ever before. And China entered a new economic era unlike anything the world had seen. But not everyone accepted paper money immediately. Many people were suspicious. Some merchants stared at the notes with confusion. Others feared the paper had no real value. After all, how could a thin sheet of paper possibly be worth bags of heavy bronze coins? For centuries, people believed wealth had to be something solid and physical. Gold. Silver. Metal. Not paper. But over time, trust in the government-backed notes grew stronger. And as more people accepted them, paper money slowly became normal. The impossible idea became reality. News of China's paper currency eventually spread beyond its borders. Travelers and traders were amazed by the system. Among them was the famous explorer Marco Polo, who later described China's paper money to Europe. At first, many people outside China could barely believe it. Money made from paper sounded absurd. But centuries later, other nations began creating their own paper currencies. The idea born in ancient Chinese markets slowly spread across continents, changing global trade forever. Banks evolved, economies expanded, and the modern financial world began to take shape. Today, billions of people use paper money every single day. Yet few realize where the idea truly began. What started as exhausted merchants searching for an easier way to travel became one of the most important inventions in human history. From heavy bronze coins to simple sheets of paper, Ancient China transformed money forever. And the world would never be the same again.